Over the past few months, the WWE has been hinting at the breakup of one of its longest running teams in the New Day. And although the WWE is no stranger to breaking up its tag teams, I'm here to tell you right now that that would be completely the wrong move for the WWE. What is going on, pro wrestling fans? My name is Jose Ramos Jr. Welcome back to the J area. And for those who are new to the channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to keep up to date with all the pro wrestling content that is produced on this channel. Now let's talk some wrestling. So Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, two of the founding members of the New Day. Obviously, we're missing Big E. But we're running on 10 years now that the New Day has been a thing, that it's been around. Now, originally, it had its rocky start with the WWE audience as they weren't really receptive to that original incarnation. But over time, the New Day has really endeared themselves to the WWE audience and becoming one of the greatest teams of all time. As of this recording, I think it's between them and the Usos as to who could lay claim to being one of the best tag teams in WWE history. Now, for us fans, we're used to seeing the power of positivity being, demonstrated by Kofi and Xavier. Big E has been gone for a couple of years now due to that injury he sustained on SmackDown in the lead up to WrestleMania. But I look at the way this team has been over the course of the years, and it's one of those teams that has rarely ever shown signs of cracks or breaking up. The closest thing to a breakup that they ever experienced was when Kofi Kingston or Big E had won their WWE championships. And even then, it was never a matter of breaking up the tag team. They just kind of had this healthy separation, this level of respect for the WWE champion. We saw Kofi was elevated into the main event status, becoming WWE champion, and this left Xavier and Big E to the tag division. And then once Big E became the champion, Woods and Kingston stayed a tag team when Big E would move off into the main event scene. So although they have taken their small breaks, we've never seen a complete break up. But the story as of late has been between Kofi and Xavier, who have lacked the level of communication that they've had over the past decade. You see, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston usually would be on the same page, but we saw early cracks in the partnership between the two when Kofi Kingston wasn't really letting Xavier Woods in on a lot of the information that he had, whether it was guys like the LWO jumping in mid-match to help them out. Xavier Woods really just wanted to be on the same page, and Kofi Kingston, who introduced Odyssey Jones, who we don't talk about anymore, and then that kind of rubbed Xavier the wrong way. He wasn't being let in on the plans of the New Day. Kofi Kingston finally recognizes this and decides, you know what, Xavier, you're going to be the quarterback. You're going to call the plays, and I'll just be here as a good teammate to help out whenever I can. And Xavier was very receptive to this, but it's gotten to the point where we've seen these heelish tendencies from Xavier Woods, refusing to help guys like Rey Mysterio, like an R-Truth. And Kofi Kingston, who's still a babyface at heart, looks at him a certain way, like, what are you doing? This isn't us. This isn't the typical New Day that everyone is used to. And Xavier has gotten so aggressive with Kofi Kingston, and now we're at a standoff here where the two of them have clear tension. And if it hasn't been apparent enough, the WWE looks to be planning a breakup angle for the New Day. But like I said at the top of the video, I think there are many reasons why this is the wrong call. One of the first reasons is I look at the direction of each individual. Now, the WWE, as I mentioned, no stranger to breaking up its tag teams, but what follows after is what could become a detriment to this overall angle, and that is how are Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods presented after the fact. What is the direction of their character? In any tag team, it has been common knowledge that there's always the Marty and the Shawn. Now, for those who aren't familiar with that phrase, the Rockers, who were a prominent tag team in the golden era of the WWE, had broken up. And we thought that these two were going to branch off and become stars. Obviously, that wasn't the case because Shawn Michaels would become one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And his former tag partner, Marty Jannetty, well, he really wouldn't be all that fortunate when it came to his career. And I don't want that to be the case for the New Day. We've seen it time and time again with other tag teams, but obviously this is a different regime. It's not under McMahon, it's now a Triple H ran creative. So maybe there is a possibility where the two can coexist in the mid-card. I don't see them propelling themselves to the main event scene. Yes, Kofi Kingston is a former WWE champion. Yes, he's had many main event matches over the course of that title reign. But at this current moment within the WWE, they are suffering from an embarrassment of riches when it comes to main event players. There's just not enough room in that title scene. I would definitely see, if a breakup were to happen, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods exploring the Intercontinental Championship title scene. But even then, I feel like when you break up a tag team, you have to have a clear sense of direction, a clear plan for both involved as a way to elevate them both. That is why that brings me to my next point where it comes to the tag team division. The tag team division is in need of credible tag teams, and I think Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are two of the most credible athletes on the roster, let alone one of the best teams of all time. If you're going to take them away from the tag team division, you need to propel them into, substantial spots on the card when it comes to their singles career. And I just can't see that being the case. I feel like they'd be more beneficial remaining in the tag team division and having these matches against the likes of American Made, of American Alpha, of the Viking Raiders. I mean, you take a look at the current tag team champions on Raw, the Judgment Days, JD McDonough and Finn Balor, and I wouldn't blame you for forgetting that they were actually the tag team champions. I feel like a team like the New Day could reestablish and recapture that level of importance and significance to a set of tag team championships. And I know I keep talking about how WWE likes to break up their tag teams, and that's why I say it's pretty rare when we don't see a breakup happening, when we see a team stick together. And that is why it leads me to believe that Kofi and Xavier, if anyone's going to stick together, it's these two. They have been partners for 10 years. They've seen through thick and thin. They have been through some of the toughest times and the best of times. If we're going to run an angle where it's a swerve and the team doesn't actually break up, I feel like this is the team to do it with. I also want to point out that the WWE has really been hinting at this breakup for quite some time. They haven't been shy about mentioning the level of tension and disagreements between the two, and that's why part of me wants to believe that if we're hinting it so hard, maybe it is a swerve and that these two won't actually break up. We haven't seen any type of involvement from Big E, which is why I think whenever this inevitable celebration of the New Day, their whole 10-year anniversary that is apparently going to happen on Raw at some point, I think we're going to get an appearance from Big E. And I'm hoping that he is going to be the one. He is going to be the mediator, the one to bring them together and remind them of why they are the New Day, why they formed the team in the first place, and why they should continue moving forward, bringing the power of positivity. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. I want to hear from you guys. Go ahead and drop a comment down below on what your thoughts on this current breakup angle for the New Day have been, as well as if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to join the J area as we talk about professional wrestling every Monday and Friday with live post-show reactions for Raw and SmackDown. And a big major thanks to all those who are already subscribed and have brought us to 2,000. It's been a real wild ride, and I look forward to what else we can do inside the J area. With that being said, my name is Ramos Jr. Thank you for joining me on today's short video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.